So if you watch my channel, you're probably into photography. And if you're watching this video, you're probably having some insecurities about your photography. I just want you to know that you're not alone in that. I have insecurities making these videos. I have insecurities deciding which photos to put in my videos. I don't really share any of my videos on any other platform. I have an Instagram account. I have no photos on my Instagram account. Part of that is because I just haven't got around to editing it, and part of that is because I'm a little insecure about posting my photos. Am I a photographer? Am I good enough? If these are questions you ask yourself, then watch the rest of this video. You're going to find this on the internet mostly described as imposter syndrome. And when I take that, the definition for imposter syndrome, and break it down, essentially I boil it down to a lack of confidence. And I have suffered that my entire life. And I'm going to tell you what, almost everybody does. It's just that some people mask it better than others. Oh, there's darkness. Hello. But we've got to overcome this lack of confidence, because for me, that shows up as I have thought about making a calendar, doing a whole calendar project. Or I've also, excuse me, it keeps me from, approaching the coffee shop owner and saying, hey, can I hang some of my photos on your wall for sale? So we've got to break through this confidence barrier. To do that, we got to take a few positive steps. First, let me get this off my chest. I'm not sure that you ever actually get over imposter syndrome. Whoever's had it, I don't know if you ever get over it. But there are ways to desensitize yourself to the overall feeling. And I don't know how to say this really, to mask maybe your imposter syndrome, or basically just desensitize yourself to the effects of it, I think is where I really want to go with that. And so just a couple of steps. For anyone who's seen my channel before, step number one is get in the reps, okay? This is going to be, I think, the most significant factor in building your confidence as a photographer. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that'd be Instagram. Instagram is your friend and Instagram is your enemy in this case. It just depends on how you use it. If you are following people on Instagram, comparing your photos, comparing how many likes their photos get to how many likes your photos get, or how many likes your latest photo got to the last one you put out, that's going to effectively go down a negative path that is going to erode your confidence. The other way to look at Instagram is to use it for inspiration. And when you look at the people you follow and you see their photographs, you're following them for a reason. Imitation is the sincerest form of, what do you call that? I'll get the word up here in a minute. Flattery. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And when you're starting out, it's kind of neat to try and imitate the people that you hold in high regard, whose photographic style that you enjoy and that you want to emulate. Eventually, while you're putting in the reps, you're going to develop your own style. But to start out, go ahead, try and imitate the photographs that you admire. While I was researching this, a lot of the information that I ran across was information for people who are wanting to start their own business. For example, wedding photography, portrait photography, things like that, where they have to engage with people on a different level than my goals for my photography. Because personally, I just love to get out there, take photographs, and if I'm being honest, just kind of forget about them for a while. I got discs full of photographs that I should go through, but I haven't, because my main objective is going and taking photographs. So my imposter syndrome is going to be different than your imposter syndrome, and for each person it's going to be an individual struggle. So overcome it is going to be an individual journey. There's many times when I've been at this crossroads in my life where I've had to choose whether I'm gonna let the imposter syndrome take over or whether I'm gonna actively fight against it. And as you can see, I'm not quite so young anymore. And the more times that I engage with imposter syndrome, the easier it has been for me to overcome it. I just put in the reps, I turn negatives into positives, and I put my head down and I press on. Like I said earlier, everybody's journey is going to be different, and the solution to your imposter syndrome is going to be different. So my suggestion is find your way to overcome that imposter syndrome, turn it into a positive, and get out there and make your photographic journey that much better. Apologies, but I've got to break in here because this is a huge topic and it could span several videos if I decided to actually do that. So I'm just touching on it with broad strokes here, and if you want me to go deeper, just let me know in the comments below. The second thing I'd like to point out is that I asked a question in my thumbnail, am I a photographer? And yeah, I think I'm a photographer because I go out there, I frame my photos, I use my creativity, and I push the shutter button. And I even share some of them on my videos, like I have in this one, and since I did the whole video reset. But there's another question too, am I a good photographer? And that is a whole different question, because it takes it from a definition to a subjective approach. And when you take it into that subjective area, you have a lot less control
over the answer of that question. So do I control whether or not I'm a photographer? Yes, I do. 95% I control that. Am I a good photographer? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder for the most part. All I can do is go out there, create the art that I create, and I put me into that. And that's in framing up the photo, that's in post-production, and all elements of that creativity. That's my element of control in that. And does that make me a good photographer? That's really more in the eye of the beholder. But I needed to get that off my chest because I did not address that while I was out in the field. So thanks for your time. Let's get back to the video.
With that being said, as I always say, let's get in the rep. I'll see you out there.